Hey everyone, Cassandra and Kyle here at Kabuki Strength doing part 3 of Do You Squat Your Deadlift?
Hopefully, after part 1 and part 2, you're not squatting your deadlift anymore. But maybe you missed those. So we're gonna reference them, especially at the end of this video, because the fix has already been given to you. But in video 1, I do believe. So go back and watch part 1, part 2, how not to squat your deadlift. Those were done on the beautiful Kabuki trap bar, because it's very common that we see on the trap bar. So we're gonna bring it back over to a straight bar today and show a unique fault that you can't quite see on the trap bar. One of the other areas we see this is with athletes who have done a lot of Olympic lifting or CrossFit and have a fair amount of carryover from deadlifts and cleans and maybe even in the same workout. In my snatch setup, I'm probably gonna be lower to start as I drive into the first pull. Same thing with a clean. I'm a lower setup generally than a than a deadlift. And as I start to come up, I start to use those legs in a different position. So I'm gonna throw Coach Cassie over here and we're gonna look at another fault we see. She's gonna set up in a lower position and squat the bar up, but that's not the highlight. We've already done that. That's pretty low. Not her best starting position. Go ahead and deadlift when you're ready from there. But watch what happens when she squats it down. Another fault. Keep going there for me. She's squatting it up. We highlighted that. But she's squatting on the way down. That turns those thighs into what I call a ski slope. She now has to go around her knees to put the bar back into position. Rest there for a minute. We need some baby powder if we keep going. So you can obviously see extra wear and tear on those thighs. A lot of people bang their shins. A lot of people also bang their knee. You may not understand why you're banging your knee. Cass, show me that one more time and let's show the other fault. She's doing a great job. This is gonna be harder for her to do. It's a bad fault. So she's a good deadlifter. This is actually hard for us to mimic sometimes. She was coming back around her knees to get back into position. This time she's gonna ski slope right off of them and the bar will go in front of her. Another common fault we see when people squat the weight back down. And the bar, yes, she did it. That was a challenge for us to do to begin with. Sometimes if you have your mechanics really locked down, it can be hard to do something wrong, something in that fault. So great job for doing that poorly. Only today, let's not do that anymore. Do you have anything to add to those before we get to the fix?
Yeah, so I often see this happening with, again, people with a CrossFit background, but also people who may be protecting their low back. Maybe they were told flexion is really bad, or deadlifting is bad for your back, so try to keep as straight of a spine as possible, or try to keep their chest up. And so as a protective mechanism, they start really trying to keep the chest up versus allowing that hip hinge to happen. I also see it, it's more subtle, but with deadlifts for reps or touch and go deadlifts. Yep. It's just that every time if they're starting at a bad position, they're gonna lower it, probably chip the top of their knees and then lower it back down.
Into a bad position. Tall athletes was the other thing we talked about a lot. Not all tall athletes do it, but those femurs can be so long, legs can be so long. It just causes some unique different challenges. So refer back, like I said, to part 1, how not to squat your deadlift, because we showed the fix. I'm gonna coach Cassie right here through a little bit better of a hip hinge. So go ahead and set up. Now before she does set up, I do have to highlight real quick, we talk a range a lot of times. I'm not here to tell you where perfect height is. We just don't want her to be so low she's squatting that up. And yes, we usually do sumo. That's gonna be the same in a sumo, starting way too low, squatting it up. So we're gonna cue an optimal range, if you will, not perfect for her, and then we're gonna coach the hip hinge on the way down. Let's see it. So my athlete sets up again, way too low. I'm just gonna cue hips up for me. You can even fix that head position a little bit. That's a little bit better, not into an RDL position, so I'll go ahead and let her take off from there. Maybe not perfect, but I like it, it's optimal. Now, tempo for me on the way down. Hips back, hips back, hips back, and drop the weight to the floor. Much better. Pull again for me. We'll reset up, start too low. Hips up, hips up, hips up, hips up. Pack your chin for me, and pull from there. Good stand tall position, and now we'll tempo on the way down, hips back, and lower. She's no longer squatting her deadlift.